were here last time, you know that in your doing a speech, just like a play can have 4 acts, so your speech has 4 acts. A, C, T, and S. There's the thing you do at the beginning, and then the second thing, the third thing, and the fourth thing in your speech. Put that all together, and those are the 4 acts of speech. Does that make sense? Got that? Okay, so today, you're going to find out about the A act, the very first thing you do with your speech. Now, when you're giving a speech, the challenge when giving a speech is really about the A act, about the very first thing you do. The problem a lot of speakers have is they don't use that act. They don't get people involved. It doesn't work, and somehow the speech doesn't click. Maybe you've experienced this. When you're listening to something, you're thinking, can I get it? Interesting, but not really gauging. It's not really getting. There's something missing there. So if you ever had that experience, that's what happens when you don't have the A act. When from the very beginning, you don't really get that very first thing you have to do. A lot of speakers do. Once you get it, you know it. The A act comes together. The first thing happens, you think, okay, I'm running. Things are happening. Things are sizzling. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm talking about. Things are really clicking all together. And the A act is simply to get your audience's attention. Attention. At the very beginning of your speech, you want to get the audience's attention. That's the most important thing. Now, I had a guy, a buddy, who's Bob. And Bob's a tall guy, blonde hair, nice guy, professional speaker. We meet at Starbucks every now and then, just kind of talk over things. He's drilling me the importance of attention. So, Tim, you've got to get the audience's attention. You've got to get the audience's attention. I said, okay, great, Bob, I get it. I need to get the audience's attention, but how do I do that? So, Tim, it's not just a big deal to get the audience's attention. If you do it the right way, some simple thing you can do that will make it happen. I said, okay, Bob, well, what is it? What is it that really can get the audience's attention? And that's when Bob told me something that really transformed my approach to speaking and made me think about speaking in a whole different way. Maybe speak about a whole different way and just made it so much simpler, so much easier. Just transform my approach to speaking entirely. And Bob said, Tim, make sure when you're speaking, you use the you. About now, right now, Ron is thinking, Tim, what are you talking about? You're an idiot up there. Use the you. What is this? Some sort of weird, bizarre French classmate. We use the you. What are you talking about? What is this thing? And I was confused about it too. Bob explained a little bit. Let me take you through. We're going to get to that question, that issue. But take it back to what happens when you're a speaker. And maybe you've had this happen too. When you're speaking. Have you ever been on stage and you're talking and you suddenly realize it just isn't working? You have that feeling? I'm talking about you. You're going through, you're lobbying, you're going through it, and it's just not working, and you don't know why. So you do what you always do. You keep doing the same thing, and it doesn't get better, and it gets worse, and after a while, it's that whole feeling. You think, oh man, the whole presentation just starts going down like that. Does it happen? It happens. And it's like there's this barrier between you and your audience. Or maybe you have it the other way. You're in the audience, and some of the speaker's going on, and you're just not really feeling it. You're just not really a part of it, and you're thinking, this is really interesting stuff, but I got a call to make about now. Hey, how you doing? Everything's going now. I'm doing nothing with it. Don't worry about it. I'm good. Yeah, keep on talking. Or maybe you got an iPad, and you pull out your iPad, and you start, look at the New York Times. Hey, stock market crash. Want to get on that? Yeah, cool. But you're not paying any attention to the speaker at all, right? And there's like this barrier between you. And what happens quite often with most speakers, this happens because they're using a lot of I or we. Now, I or we are perfectly good words, but there's something that happens special when you use the word I and we. I did this, I did that, and this, or we were doing this, we were doing those sort of things. It's like you're forcing the audience to look through a window. It's like there's this big plate of glass between you and the audience, and you're saying they got to look through the window. If you're in the audience, it's like you're looking through this window. So you see what's going on. You say, okay, I get it. I get it, this guy did that, this guy did that, this guy did that, there's other things going on. But the thing about a window is you can always look away. You either look at the window or not look at the window. So it's not really as effective, it's not really as engaging, not really as interesting. But the thing about it is that you can transform all that. And you can break the window just by using the word you. Because when you use the word you, it's like the speaker is standing right next to you. Like the speaker is standing right there with you on stage. Maybe you've experienced that. People start using the you and using the word you start thinking, that happened to me. I know what that feels like. I know how that experience is. I get it. And so something that seemed like before, like, oh yeah, interesting, okay, you know, sucks to be you, I get it, all right, it's bad. All of a sudden it's like, no, I feel that. I know that. I've been there. That's happened to me. That's the magic thing of using you. And you just break down that window. You break down that window, and all of a sudden you start connecting with your audience. So that's what I started doing. I started using this magic word, you. And I discovered that as I started using the you more, it started making a deeper connection more quickly, more easily. The stress was relieved from me because instead of focusing on myself, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, we're like, how do you feel? How does that connect with you? How does that work with you? As more response to the audience, more engaged with the audience, more pulling the audience in. Even they don't necessarily want to go there, just at least was able to invite them and help them. And as that continued, speaking continued, it became easier, became a professional speech coach, coaching fans, coaching other people, and even giving out the free speaking tips. But all of that happened because starting to become better and really connecting you with words like using you. And you'll find the same thing start to happen to yourself too. When you start to use the word you, you'll suddenly notice that you just feel differently on stage. You look differently on stage. You stand differently. People look at you differently because all of a sudden you're paying attention to them. And maybe for your audience, it's the first time any speaker has ever actually paid attention to them. Many speakers are so busy talking about themselves, they never really focus on you, what you're interested in pulling you in. When that starts to happen, quickly you make that connection. You is a connective word. It automatically connects, it automatically pulls things together. It's a simple thing to do. You take I's and we's in your speech, you substitute it, and start using you's. It's a powerful presentation tip. Just something that will transform you. It's a small thing, but a big thing. And it all is about, at the very beginning, getting the audience's attention. All the way through. And you use the you at the beginning, and you keep their attention by using the you all the way through your speech as you're talking. And when that happens, the pressure lifts off you. And suddenly speaking can become more of an enjoyable experience and not so much of a difficult experience. It becomes more of a conversation and less of a lecture. It's more of an engagement and less of a conscription, of a forcing, of a pushing. Everybody's kind of working together. It's the magic of music. So that's the A act, the very beginning. You want to get your audience's attention. You do that by using the you. That'll transform your speech and take it up to a whole new level. That's the first act. Later on, you're going to find about, a couple of weeks, you're going to find out about the C act. What do you do next? Because once you get the audience's attention, the question is, what do you talk about? What do you say? How do you fill all that time up there? How do you keep it going, keep it going, keep it going? That's all about the C act. The second thing you have to do that's really important, really powerful, really simple, you find out all about that in a couple of weeks.